Do you know how the 5-year rule works for the Roth IRA? Well, if so, did you know there's actually 3 5-year rules for the Roth IRA that you need to know and understand so that you can use the Roth to its full potential? I'll explain that more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. The 5-year rule for the Roth IRA, one of the most confusing things about the Roth. Just going to be honest, I love the Roth IRA. I love that as you make contributions, even though you don't get a tax benefit today, all of the activity within the Roth is tax sheltered. So dividends, capital gains, any interest doesn't land on your tax return each year like the interest from a bank account would, or maybe your Robinhood account, something like that. It's all tax sheltered. And then if you're eligible, which means you're 59 and a half, and most people just say, yeah, you're 59 and a half, then the growth comes out tax-free. But it's actually, as long as you're age 59 and a half and you've had a Roth IRA for 5 years, that's the 5-year rule. But there's not just one 5-year rule. And I'm not talking about, well, there's a 5-year rule for the Roth IRA and a 5-year rule for the Roth 401k or 403b, which by the way there is, and they're separate. So the 5-year rule for the Roth 401k does not satisfy the 5-year rule for the Roth IRA, by the way. So if you're saving up into that Roth 401k and then you retire and you roll those dollars to a Roth IRA and just start pulling dollars out, you haven't met the 5-year rule for the Roth IRA. That's a controversial rule, but that is how it works. So satisfy that 5-year rule for the Roth IRA. But there again, I've just said that key phrase several times. There isn't just one 5-year rule for the Roth IRA. There's actually 3 of them, and you need to understand how they all work so that you can use the Roth appropriately for your financial planning, all 6 areas. So the first, I already explained it, it's the original 5-year rule for the Roth IRA, and this is in order to have qualified distributions be tax-free. The earnings of your Roth IRA be tax-free when you withdraw the dollars. And for those earnings to be tax-free, you need to have 2 criteria met. And the first is you need to be age 59 and a half, okay, age 59 and a half. And the second is you need to have had a Roth IRA for at least 5 years, okay? A couple quick points about this. Well, is that 5 years from the actual date that I started my Roth IRA? No. It goes back to January 1 of that year. So you get a little extra time, okay? That's one. The second and most common question related to this original 5-year rule for the Roth is it a 5-year rule for each new Roth IRA that I open? Say I opened one a long time ago with one company and then I decided to open another one with another company. Do they each have their own 5-year rule? No. It's universal for all Roth IRAs total in your life. It's one 5-year rule for all of them. And then sort of a final common question with this original 5-year rule is it 5 consecutive years? No, that's not needed either. I don't know, once you start that clock, I don't see why you would stop it. But let's say you started a Roth IRA and then withdrew the account, cash it in within 2 years, then you could open up another one and satisfy that 5-year rule as long as you had that second one for at least 3 years, because it's aggregated all of your Roth IRAs total cumulative for 5 years. So that's the original one, okay? The second 5-year rule, you may be familiar with this one as well, and this is for Roth conversions. Yeah, Roth conversions, that's a maneuver where you take pre-tax dollars, so traditional IRA or pre-tax 401k, and you transfer them into your Roth IRA. Anytime you're making that transfer, those dollars coming out of the pre-tax IRA, if they were pre-tax and not after-tax dollars, if they were pre-tax, that's a taxable event, okay? So let's say you convert $10,000 from your pre-tax IRA into your Roth IRA, that $10,000 shows up on your tax return as taxable income that year, so you're going to need to get a plan for tax withholdings. But there's no penalty on doing that as long as all those dollars land inside that Roth IRA. But then in order for those dollars that you just converted to be withdrawn and have earnings tax-free, as well as the amount that you converted tax-free as well, that Roth conversion needs to be in the account for at least 5 years. And for this one, Every Roth conversion has its own 5-year rule. You might say, why would they do this? Well, one of the interesting features about the Roth IRA is your contribution, you can pull back out at any time, no tax, no penalty. So say for a Roth IRA, you put $5,000 in, and a year later say, I need that $5,000 back. Say it grew $1,000, so now your $5,000 is actually $6,000. You can take your $5,000 back out, and there's no tax, there's no penalty, there's no problem with that. The only problem is you have less dollars in your Roth IRA growing tax-free forever. That $1,000 that you earned, it hasn't met yet that 5-year rule if you're not age 59 and a half. If you withdrew that $1,000, then it would be taxable and penalized. But that $5,000, because it was your contribution, you can withdraw right back out and no tax, no penalty. Well, on a conversion, okay, the reason why they say, well, that conversion has to be in there for 5 years is if they didn't allow that and you needed to get money out of your retirement account, say you needed dollars for whatever reason, if you had a pre-tax account, you could withdraw dollars there, but then it'd be taxable and penalized. So a creative way is you could convert the dollars to your Roth and then withdraw those dollars there, and you would pay tax on the conversion, but no penalty. No, they said they closed that loophole immediately and said, no, when you convert dollars, they need to stay in there for 5 years. That's that 5-year rule for Roth conversions. One more pro tip on the 5-year rule for Roth conversions. Does it still apply once you reach age 59 and a half? This is also a controversial point. It's sort of, but not really. Sort of, but not really. Once you reach age 59 and a half, that example as to why, the logic, why this 5-year rule for the Roth conversion exists, once you reach age 59 and a half, that doesn't apply. Therefore, the converted amount, once you reach age 59 and a half, you can withdraw that converted amount, no issue. That converted amount wouldn't need to stay in there for 5 years. But in order for the earnings on that Roth conversion that you did after age 59 and a half, in order for those earnings to be tax-free, those earnings would need to stay in there for at least 5 years. So once you reach age 59 and a half, does the 5-year rule still stand for Roth conversions? Sort of, but not really. All right, so those are the two primary 5-year rules for the Roth IRA. What's the third? The third 5-year rule applies to inheriting a Roth IRA. And you might not be thinking much about this because Roth IRAs are still a relatively new thing, been around for almost 30 years now, but there's not a lot of folks that are passing away with large balances in their Roth IRA. I think more and more into the future, this will become more of a thing. So you're going to need to know and understand this third 5-year rule for the Roth IRA. And that is when you inherit a Roth IRA from someone that's not your spouse, make sure that that individual, that original Roth IRA owner, had a Roth IRA for 5 years, that they met the first 5-year rule. Because if they didn't, then when you withdraw from that inherited Roth IRA, yeah, the basis, the amount that they contributed, that's not taxable to you, but the earnings would be. Not penalized because you're receiving these dollars and withdrawing them due to the account owner's death, but the earnings would be penalized if that original Roth IRA owner didn't meet the original 5-year rule. And a lot of times when people hear this, they say, okay, well, then I'll just hold on to this inherited Roth IRA for at least 5 years. I won't withdraw anything, and then I'll satisfy the 5-year rule. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. The original Roth IRA account owner needs to satisfy that first 5-year rule in order for you to withdraw from an inherited Roth IRA their earnings tax-free. So there you have it. Those are the 3 Roth IRA 5-year rules that you need to understand in order to use this fantastic financial instrument to the greatest potential in your financial life. So what's your takeaway? Start that 5-year rule. Get that original 5-year rule done for you, because you will accomplish it for yourself, and you'll accomplish the third one as well, that if anyone inherits these dollars after you, that 5-year rule for the inherited Roth IRA will be satisfied. And then as you do Roth conversions, working with your CFP, determining the right way to do them, the right time to do them, the right way to manage your withholdings and the taxes on that, make sure you track those 5-year rules as well. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.